Good morning, my friend. I am so grateful to be practicing with you. We will focus on opening your heart center to help fill your cup with self-love this morning. At times throughout the video, it is a bit shaky. I didn't realize it was so windy enough to cause this, otherwise I would have stabilized it. My sincerest apologies. I hope it's not too distracting during the practice. With that shared, hop into something comfy, create a loving environment for yourself, and I'll meet you seated on the mat. We'll begin today's practice in the supported fish. So let's get those props set up to recline your torso to, laying a bolster or pillow lengthwise, or aligning one block vertical between your shoulder blades and the other horizontal for your head to rest to. And then very gently lower your upper body back. Adjust your props as needed to feel comfortable and your upper body supported. Let's go ahead and bring your soles of feet to kiss today. Knees will fall apart. Your heels can be as close to or far away from your groin as calling to you this morning. Arms rest at your side, and then we'll slowly begin to slide them up like you're making a snow angel, pausing whenever you feel a stretch sensation in each of your shoulders and chest. Take a soft gaze or close your eyes, drawing your attention inward. Take a moment to think about whether to dedicate this practice to someone else you know needs lifted up, or if it is in your best interest to fill your own cup up a little more and dedicate the practice to yourself. And now, let's take a moment to dedicate this practice in whatever way that means to you. Slowly fan your arms back down. Bring hands to your legs to help lift them up, and then bring your knees into your chest, giving yourself a hug or sending the hug out. Release your soles of feet to the mat, moving into bridge pose, feet hip distance, aligned with your knees. Arms at your side, this time palms face down. On your inhalation, we'll press down through your soles of feet and beginning at your tailbone, ripple through your spine as you lift your hips towards the sky. Now once you're lifted, let's shimmy your shoulders underneath you and clasp your hands behind your lower back. Good. Now energize your thighs towards one another as you lift your hips. Feel those inner thighs engaged. Let's lengthen your tailbone towards your heels. Glutes are firm but not super squeezed. Feel your chest broadening. Relax your neck, your jaw. Good. Now we're going to have the option to explore extending your right leg high to the sky. Keep those hips lifted and square. Press down through your opposite foot to lift high. Press down through your arms and shoulders through their connection to the earth, lifting your heart. And lower your right leg. Go ahead and clarify your foundation, then extend your left toes to the sky. Feel your hips lifted and square. Press down through your opposite foot to lift high to the sky. Then we'll press down through your arms and your shoulders connection to the earth to lift your heart space. Beautiful. Lower your foot to the mat. Now to come out of bridge pose, we'll release your arms back alongside your body Then on your exhalation, ripple your spine from top to bottom this time, lowering yourself to the mat. Hug knees back into your chest. Soften feet to the mat, your feet at hip distance, palms face up this time. And then we'll lift your head, your neck, and your upper back off the mat. Gaze in the direction of your toes. Lower belly firms up and in. Let's breathe in. And on the exhale, reach your right pinky towards your right heel. Then breathe and return to center. Exhalation, left pinky towards your left heel. Breathe in, return to center. Keep this going at your own feel-good pace in your body, and one that allows you to stay present in your body, feeling your core engage, your lower belly firming up and in on the exhales, honing in on it, feeling your navel draw back to your spine. Feel the strength and warmth you are creating. Go ahead and even them out. We'll breathe into center, and on the exhale, slowly lower your upper body to the mat. Head relaxes back. Hug knees into your chest, and take a slow rock side to side if you'd like. Stillness at center. Now you can rock and roll a few times along your spine, or roll over to the right side and make your way to tabletop. Whatever aligns with what your body needs this morning. If you're rocking, the next time you're up, go to make your way to tabletop. Lining your knees under your hip points, wrists under your shoulders, fingers spread wide. Flow through a few cat-cows on your own. And as you do this, I want you to focus your intention of the movement at your heart center, in whatever way that means to you. And as you flow from cat to cow, visualize that you're cultivating positive, loving energy with this movement from your heart. Find your neutral spine. Ensure knees are under your hips, and we'll walk your palms forward, melting your heart towards the earth. Forehead grounds to the earth, or your chin, whatever feels best in your body. If you feel crunching in the back of your neck, though, soften your forehead to the earth. Just breathe into the length of your spine as you melt your heart, basking in the positive, loving energy you've just cultivated. We'll press down in your palms to lift and shift forward, lowering your body to the earth. Side palms forward so elbows align under your shoulders for Sphinx pose. Feel those shoulder heads draw back, your heart center reaching forward. If you have dedicated this practice to someone, you may wish to visualize you are sending some positive, loving energy to them, radiating from your heart. Soft smile upon your face. Then we'll soften forward and press yourself back to child's pose variation of your body's choice. Then we'll round forward to tabletop. Clarify your foundation. Good. Now on your inhalation, extend your right toes to the sky. Lift your heart and your gaze. Option to circle your left arm forward, up and back to clasp the outside edge of your back foot. Once you have a hold of that foot, go ahead and kick it back and lift your knee. Intention of shoulders staying square to the front of the mat instead of that shoulder opening to the side. Press down through your knuckles and fingertips of your grounded hand to lift up. Beautiful. Now with control, release, bringing your palm back to the earth and step your foot forward near your right thumb. Low lunge. On your inhalation, sweep fingertips to the sky. Hug your thighs towards one another, squaring them up, and then feel them lower forward and down into the pose. Reach your fingertips back in space as you lift your heart. Beautiful. Now let's extend fingertips straight up to the sky, lengthening tailbone towards the earth. Lower your right hand to your hip. Breathe in, lengthen up, and on your exhale, reach your left fingertips up and over to the right side, coming into a side body stretch. Notice where you feel the side body stretch. Begin on the left side, and then where it ends, bottom to top. Gaze under your arm. Back toes can be tucked to help with balance and stability. Lift you up to center. Right fingertips circle to the sky. Exhale, fan them down, side to side. And then option to clasp opposite elbows behind your low back or take reverse prayer. Behind your back, fingertips pointing towards the sky. Elbows draw back. Shoulder heads draw back. Shoulder blades gliding down your back. Heart shines, gaze lifts, mini back bend. Soft smile upon your face. Cultivating positive, loving energy. Then soften. Breathe in to sweep fingertips to the sky, palms kiss at the top, and lift your gaze towards your palms. Exhalation, lower prayer to heart. Hands frame your foot, and we'll step back for plank pose. Body in one long line, and slowly lower yourself all the way to the mat. Taking a half bow pose. Palms under your shoulders, forehead lowers to the earth, legs are hip distance. Let's draw your right heel towards your seat, and then reach your right arm back to clasp the front side of your ankle. Let's flex that foot, and on your next inhale, simultaneously kick back through your back leg as you lift your head and chest off the mat. Lower belly firms up, and then on your exhales, your back knee stays in at hip distance, not splaying open. Soft smile upon your face as your heart shines. On your next exhalation, slowly lower yourself to the mat. Legs soften to the earth, right palm slides back under your shoulders. Press yourself back into child's pose variation of your body's choice. We'll round forward to tabletop, clarifying your foundation. Second side. On your inhalation, extend your left toes to the sky, lift your heart and your gaze. Option to circle your right arm forward, up and back to clasp the outside edge of your back foot. Then kick your foot back once you have it grasped, and then lift your knee. Intention of shoulders staying square to the front of the mat. Press down through your knuckles and fingertips of your grounded hand to lift up. Beautiful. With control, we'll release, bringing your palm back to the mat and stepping your left foot forward into your low lunge. On your inhalation, we'll sweep your fingertips to the sky. Then energetically hug your thighs towards one another, squaring them up, and then lower them forward and down into the pose, and reach your fingertips back in space, lifting your heart. Beautiful. Extended fingertips reach straight up to the sky. Lower your left hand to your hip. We'll breathe in, lengthening up through that right fingertips. And then on the exhale, reach up and over to the left side, coming into that side body stretch. Gaze under your arm, noticing how this side feels compares to that of the first. Back toes can be tucked. Your next inhale lifts you up to center. Left fingertips circle to the sky. Exhale, fan them down side to side. Then option to clasp opposite elbows behind your back or take reverse prayer. Elbows draw back, shoulder heads draw back. Feel your shoulder blades gliding down your back as your heart lifts, gaze lifts. Soft smile upon your face. And we'll soften and breathe into sweep fingertips to the sky. Palms kissing at the top, lifting your gaze towards your palms. Exhalation, lower prayer to heart center. And then hands frame foot. We'll step back for plank pose. With elbows hugging along your side body, slowly lower yourself all the way to the mat. Half bow pose on the second side, palms under your shoulders, forehead lowers to the earth. Feel your legs at hip distance. Then we'll draw your left heel towards your seat and reach your left arm back to clasp along the front side of your ankle. Let's flex that foot, and on your inhale, simultaneously kick your leg back very strongly as you lift your head and chest off the mat. That lower belly firming up and in on your exhales. Back knee stays in line with your hip and not splaying open. Invite a soft smile upon your face as your heart lifts. On your next exhalation, slowly lower yourself to the mat. Leg lowers, palm softens under your shoulders. And this time, we'll make our way to downward facing dog. Our first down dog, so take any moves that are calling to you. I know anytime I enter my first downward facing dog of a practice, there are all sorts of things that are calling to me from my body, so I always enjoy an intuitive first downward facing dog. Great. Let's step your right foot forward. Glance down to ensure feet are on two separate tracks. Now with fingertips to the mat, press down through your front sole of foot, tuck chin to chest, round in your upper back to slowly roll up. Neck and head will be the last to rise. Then inhale, reach fingertips to the sky. Exhale, lower your right hand to your hip. Breathe in to lengthen up, and on your exhale, reach your left fingertips up and over towards the right side, finding that side body stretch in our high lunge. Just noticing how this feels compared to when we did it in our low lunge. On your next inhale, lift up to center, circle both fingertips to the sky. Lower your back heel to the mat at a 45-degree angle for Warrior One pose, so those hips remain squared to the front of the mat. Then bring your palms to kiss, lift your gaze towards your palms, challenging your balance a little here. On your next exhale, lower prayer to heart, pyramid pose. So step your back foot in about a foot distance. Feet are on two separate tracks, about hip distance apart. Soften your hands to bring them behind your back. You can clasp opposite elbows or take reverse prayer. So let's breathe and lengthen up through the crown of your head, and maintaining length in your spine, hinge forward over your front leg. only hinging as far as you comfortably can while maintaining a nice long spine, pausing and holding it wherever needed, breathing as you hold, reaching your crown of head forward, engaging your core. Good work. Press down through your front foot and moving from your center will lift up. Soften and bring your hands to your hips, and we'll step your back foot back, returning to your wider stance, opening your toes to the side of the mat. With hands to hips, breathe in, draw your elbows back, lifting your heart, mini back bend. Before you exhale to hinge forward, pausing it halfway, releasing fingertips to the mat and softening forward. And open your back toes to the back of the mat, hands walk to frame that foot, taking this to the second side. Glance to your back foot to ensure feet are on two separate tracks. With fingertips to the mat, we'll press down through your front sole of foot, tuck chin to chest, rounding your upper back to slowly roll up. Neck and head the last to rise. Then inhale, reach fingertips to the sky. Exhale to lower your left hand to your hip. Breathe in to lengthen up. And exhale, reach your right fingertips up and over to the left side. Your next inhale lifts you up to center, circling fingertips to the sky. Lower your back heel to the mat at that 45-degree angle for Warrior One. Feel your hips square to the front of the mat. Then we'll bring your palms to kiss, lifting your gaze towards your palms. On your next exhalation, lower prayer to heart center, moving into our pyramid pose, stepping your back foot in just a little. Ensure feet are on two separate tracks, about hip distance. Then we'll soften your hands to bring them behind you to clasp opposite elbows or take reverse prayer. Let's breathe in, lengthening up to the crown of your head. Then maintaining your long spine, begin to hinge forward, leading with your heart. Only hinging as far as you comfortably can, maintaining that long spine. Breathing as you holding, engaging your core. Elbows drawing back, shoulder heads draw back and down. Good work. Or press down through your front sole foot and moving from your center, rise up. Soften and bring your hands to your hips. And we'll step your back foot back, returning to that wider stance. Open your toes to the side of the mat. Hands to hips. And on your exhalation, hinge forward. And just release and let go in this wide leg forward fold. Taking this wide leg forward fold, however, is calling to your body. We'll be here for 3 to 5 breaths. Let's take a bend into your knees. Tuck chin to chest and slowly roll up. Open your toes to the front of the mat and step to the front of the mat. Let's take a big breath and circling your fingertips up to the sky, saying good morning to whomever you dedicated this practice to, yourself or someone else. Exhale, prayer to heart. Bring feet a little wider than hip distance. Soften your hands and bring your hands to your lower back. Fingertips point up. Your fingers will be at your lower back while your palms will rest to your upper hips. Draw your elbows towards one another and begin to lean back, lifting your gaze, lifting your heart as you gently press your hips forward with your palms. Feel your heart shining here, opening, and maybe sending love to the person you dedicated this practice to. Head can soften back if you'd like, if it feels safe. On your next exhalation, begin to hinge forward. About halfway, release your hands, lowering fingertips to the mat. Then we'll step back to plank pose and take the feel-good flow of your body's choice, lowering to cobra or chaturanga to upward facing dog. I'll meet you in down dog. Lower your knees to the mat and release into child's pose. Eyes gently closed, taking a moment of introspection, noticing the effects of this heart-opening flow. If you have been sending out love, take note of your energy. Do you need to replenish yourself before we close our practice? Or is your energy telling you your cup is filled and you can continue to send out love and positivity? Slowly roll up. We're moving into Camel Post next, so let's press up and tuck your back toes. Knees and shins will be at hip distance, running parallel. Bring your hands to your lower back like we just did, standing, fingertips pointing up. Draw your elbows back, lift your gaze. Engage your inner thighs, drawing your lower belly in and up, and roll your shoulder heads back. With your lower body stable, on your exhale, start to lean back, coming into a back bend. You can hold it here or explore lowering one hand to your heel and then the other. And if it feels safe and comfortable, you can lower your head back. Press your hip points forward. Keep your inner thighs engaged. Shoulder heads draw back, shoulder blades gliding down your back. Breathe in, firm your core, and press your hips forward. Exhale, open across your chest. Draw abs in as you widen across your chest. Beautiful, my friend. That's our peak pose of our practice. To come out, tuck your chin to your chest, and then return one palm to your lower back and then the other. And we'll breathe in to rise. Option to sit hips to heels or take a child's pose, whatever is calling to you after camel pose, to help release and take in the effects of the pose. We'll bring palms to the mat out in front of you. Then flow through a few self-guided cat-cows, focusing on that heart center, cultivating some love, positive energy as you flow from cat to cow. Really feeling the cat-cows out, veering off from your typical form, releasing from our flow. Good, let's find your easy seat and draw a few half moons, working out any kinks you may feel in your neck. The next time your chin lowers to your chest, pause, and on the inhale, lift up. Let's take a big breath in, circling your fingertips up to the sky, gathering love and light. Your palms kiss, and bring all that love and light down to heart center. I really want you to tune into your energy and either bring one palm to your heart center and then the other to seal the love and light into your being. Or if you are dedicating the practice to someone else, or if your energy is telling you your cup is filled and you can send the love and light out, go ahead and bring your palms to kiss and take the final moment to send out the love to the person you dedicated the practice to. Let's breathe in to raise prayer to your third eye. And exhalation, bow forward to your heart. Namaste. If you enjoyed today's practice, please throw the video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel. I would also love for you to share if you dedicated the practice to yourself or someone else. As you walk through your days, my friend, I am always here to lend you a loving, helping hand. I support you, sending you my love.